So, quarantine. Yeah, if you couldn't tell, I'm not in my house. I live in a very out of the way kind of wooded area, so I can social distance in the comfort of these rocks. Cool. I figured I'd try keeping, I don't know, video diary or whatever. I just thought it'd be good to just talk, because lately whenever I'm just FaceTiming my therapist, I feel too anxious to talk, so that's fun. And I figured, since, you know, I'm chilling right now, just relaxing, you know, no one's around, because, well, I mean, more people have been going, like, the trails there's almost always people on the trails since the whole quarantine started, because that's a way to exercise without getting too close to people. But I don't like being near people, even if it is while practicing social distancing. So I don't like strangers. So I went off the trail and climbed up the hill a bit and found this little rocky spot. And so I'm just kind of chilling here right now. I found this spot yesterday when I came out to hike. There were too many people on the trail and I got stressed, so I hiked up the hill off the trail and found this spot, and so I decided to come back here today. Yeah. I don't know if you can see the little bit of smoke. I do have some incense burning over there. Patchouli, if you're interested. I'm burning patchouli as sort of an offering to any earth spirits in the area. I don't know, this feels like a very spiritual spot, especially. It feels like I'm very connected with the earth. So the patchouli is an offering, and I also drew a sigil on one of the rocks with washable marker. So it won't be there forever, but I drew a sigil on one of the rocks, and it is a sigil to help me connect with the earth. So I've just been chilling here. Was watching some videos. I got bored, felt lonely. I figured talking to a camera is better than talking to nobody. At least, you know, this has some semblance of purpose. So I may end up sharing this with my therapist, or with my boyfriend, or with friends. I might not share it with anybody. I really don't know. But I guess I've just, you know, I've been super, super anxious since the whole clusterfuck happened. We've been in this chaotic, weird world lately, and I don't know, I just feel weird and anxious, and I'm out of Ativan. I did talk to my psychiatrist on the phone today, so I will be getting more Ativan, but I have been out of Ativan for a while, but I finally got around to contacting my psychiatrist. That's something. Also, my hair is getting very long. It's getting to the point where it's in my eyes a lot of the time, and I don't like that. It bothers me. But, it looks cute. It's just a mess. And I can't go get it cut. And I'm too afraid to cut my own hair because I have no experience doing that. So I'm not gonna try. Yeah. I've also, along with my pack of patchouli incense and my washable marker and my pencil, which is, oh, it's right there. I also have my grimoire. I got this in, I think, 2016, 2017, something like that. I don't know, somewhere around then. when I first got into the craft with a boyfriend I had at the time, who I'm still friends with. I just first got into the craft with a boyfriend I had at the time. He was the main one who got me into it, along with a very close friend of mine who I'm, again, still friends with. They were the main ones who got me into it, and I was at a occult store in LA. Don't know if it's still open. I think it's called Pan Pipes. I mean, it's obviously not open right now, but I think it's still there. But it's an occult store in, I think, downtown LA. I bought a bunch of stuff when I went there, along with this book. And I never really filled it with much. I just, like, you know, jot down a few spell ideas and some sigils. It wasn't really very organized, but I started more recently trying to organize shit in here. I've started, like, I think I made, like, a rune glossary, and I've been just making a whole, like, archive of sigils. I'm also putting down, like, you know, like, things for protection or luck or peace or happiness or whatever, you know, just for different associations, and just listing, like, colors and, you know, herbs, oils, plants, foods, all these things that are associated with that. I also was inspired yesterday to make a whole page about Earth, like Earth magic. And I mean, it's not really finished, and it's kind of messy. I mean, this is all messy because of my shaky ass hands. You can see how shaky my hands are. By the way, this camera is shaking. I wonder if I can put this somewhere. I feel like I can mount this on a rock. Does that work? Nope. Fuck. Probably gonna edit this out if I do anything with this. Okay. I mean, it's crooked, but it works. So, you are now perched above the rock with the sigil on it. I don't know if you can, there's a lot of smoke blowing in my face. I don't know if you can see it. I'm also wearing my jacket with all of its patches and pins. Maybe one day I'll do a jacket tour if I end up making more of these videos, or even posting them, or just keeping them. This might be just like a video diary. This might be like a YouTube thing. I don't know. Right now, this is just me chilling in quarantine. Well, kinda. I'm technically social distancing. There's no one even remotely close to me. You can see that road in the background. Yeah, but no one's really here. No one's really around me, and yeah, I've been really lonely. My sister's home, and I'm around my family all the time, and it's nice, you know. It is nice, but so much of the time I try to spend with them, I just get so overwhelmed and anxious, and I just need to go somewhere to be alone, whether it be my room or here or some other woodland area. But it really varies. But I guess I feel a lot calmer here than I do at home. I'm really just constantly anxious at home, but I feel a lot calmer here. I don't know, I guess the incense, and I also brought some, like, calming oil. I haven't used it since I came out here, but I did bring, like, a calming oil blend with me that I got for Christmas. My mom gave me, like, this whole pack of, like, different essential oils for Christmas, and like 3 of them, it was like the calming blend, the sleep blend. One was like for like when you have a cold, and then there was like the last one was just like pure lavender oil. So there's a lot going on. So I'm just kind of, yeah, I forgot what I was talking about. So I have really been lonely, and I haven't really been able to connect with anyone lately. And one thing that's really bothering me is I can't touch anyone, and I am so touch starved. I am losing my mind. I want affection, but I can't touch anybody. I can't even see my close friends, my 2 close friends, because they're both immunocompromised, meaning that if especially when, like, you know, I've potentially been exposed because my brother was sick recently. You know, we've gotten past that. We figured it's probably not corona, but just to be safe, I'm not allowed to be around anyone. Especially my 2 close friends who are both immunocompromised, and I can't be around my boyfriend because his dad is immunocompromised, and he's high risk, so I can't be around any of them right now. So I'm just sitting here alone with some rocks. I'm just really lonely. Jalen and I, we talk, we text, but it just doesn't feel right. It's not the same as just being with him physically and just like laying in bed with him and just having that physical closeness. It's just not the same. And I can't touch any of my family members. Not that I'm particularly physically affectionate with anyone in my family, but I can't even like hug anybody. And you know, that's not great. I'm just very lonely. I'm just left here. I've been getting really into witchcraft again. I wasn't into it for a while, but I guess when this whole quarantine thing started back up, I just got back into it, I guess. Sorry, I have a page in here it's got some oil on it. It smells really good. I think it's got the sleep blend on it. I don't know, but it smells good. It's on a page that I decorated with sigils and some words written all in black ink to protect myself from nightmares. Sort of a little spell. Speaking of spells, I also had a situation the other day when my brother was, you know, and he was getting his sickness was getting pretty bad. He was in bed almost all day, just coughing all day. I didn't know, and you know, because of this whole pandemic, I didn't know if he had corona, and we can't get him tested because of the way the hospitals are at right now, and that he's not in any immediate life-threatening danger. So we just had to sit there not knowing. But so what I did was I took this piece of paper, found as many sigils online that I felt represented my intentions, most of them being for protection or healing. And then I added I think I added that like recovering from a cold oil, I think it's called like Breathe Easy or something. I added that. I dabbed a bit on each of the sigils and I burned it, and then I mixed the ashes with some eggshell powder that I made because I've been really into hard-boiled eggs lately, so I've had a lot of eggshells. So yeah, I have a lot of eggshell powder. And I mixed it all together, and I scattered the remnants, the ashes, and the shell powder outside my brother's room, because the whole spell was to help him. And I don't know. I mean, he got better. He's getting a lot better. So I think it might have helped. But the thing is, like, I thought it was just kind of funny. My dad said to my brother, he said, like, what's all that white debris outside your room? My brother just goes, I don't know. And I'm just like sitting in the other room, like. So, yeah. Figured I'd at least stay here until the incense burns out. I've already been filming for 16 minutes. But usually if I leave an incense offering, I like to wait until it burns out before I leave. But to be honest, I don't really want to leave. Like, I legit might just light up another incense and just chill here. You know, I mean, just talking to the camera. I might turn the camera off and just relax, meditate, maybe. I feel so safe here. You know, like, it's obviously not my ideal location or circumstances, but I'm making do with what I have. So, yeah. I'm sad. I'm just really sad. All the time. When I'm not anxious, I'm depressed. And you know, it's always one or the other. Leading up into this pandemic, I was having very, very frequent nightmares. Hence why I made that page in here. I have done, since I made this, along with doing a few other sigils and spells and stuff, I have been having them less frequently. And I don't think I've actually had any in like maybe like 5 or 6 days, something like that. I don't know, but it's been a little while since I've had a nightmare. I think I had like a weird dream about rubber gloves, but like, no, it wasn't a nightmare. Like, I've had some weird dreams, but no nightmares. So maybe like the nightmares were almost always trauma related. They were about someone who had hurt me, or something that had happened, or just a lot of trauma stuff. Excuse me. But then, I guess it was almost as a result of the nightmares that I started offering to interpret people's dreams online, and it turns out I'm actually really good at it. I mean, I've been kind of studying the practice of dream interpretation for a few years now, kind of on and off. Most of what I've learned has been from my therapist, who is a doctor, a licensed psychologist. He's not just a therapist. So like, he knows what he's talking about. So I've learned a lot from him, and then also sort of some reading I've done, which has led me to combine both the psychological and spiritual sides of dreams to sort of create my own sort of dream reading process. And as it turns out, I'm apparently reading people pretty accurately. Like, people have been asking me a lot, like, oh, how did you learn to interpret dreams so well? Like, things like that. So, like, yeah, mostly just stuff over the internet. Like, you know, I say, hey, you know, send me your dream and I'll interpret it, and I do. Today I ate some pho, which is rice noodle soup. Not a ton of calories in that, I guess, but a lot of sodium. I also ate a hard-boiled egg, just the white though. I threw the yolk in the backyard for one of the dogs, or maybe some wild animal to eat, I don't know. But yeah, I don't really like the yolks, plus they're not very good for you. Egg whites are good. And I never put any salt or sauce or anything, any condiments, anything on them. I like them just plain. They taste like nothing, but the texture is what I like. It's very calming and soothing, and it reminds me of sameness, and it takes me back to some better times in my past, in my young childhood, which are more emotional memories than anything, but the texture does take me back to happier times. Yeah. So I think I'm gonna wrap this video up because we've passed the 20-minute mark. We've well past the 20-minute mark. So I think I'm gonna end this video. If I feel like making another, I will at some point. Maybe make my quarantine diaries. I don't know. So if you're watching this, if I sent this to you or if you found it or whatever,